What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Bitcoin is crashing. How low will we go? Have we hit bottom? Will we continue up from here? We're going to talk about that. First, we're going to take a look at the Dow Jones. I think that's going to be key on what happens today when the market opens. So definitely stick around. This should be a good video. Don't forget, we have a free Discord in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. Awesome community, guys. And let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice, trading advice, or investment advice. The reason I wanted to take a look at the Dow first is because of what I've been looking at here. Now, there's two possibilities here. I'm going to go with, I believe that we are going to continue down. But since they lowered rates, I know they're trying to stop it from crashing. So let's look at what I think might be happening. So if we look at this top resistance line I have up here on the top of the Dow, where we topped out up here at the 29.6 or 29.7, I have a wedge drawn in here too, right here on the top, as you can see. And if we took a measured move from this wedge to where we are now, we did reach bottom and we did get a bounce there. But guys, I'm looking at this as a rising channel that we have broken here. Key today would be if we can get above the $23,500 range and get support there, then, you know, it may be okay, but I don't think we're going to be able to break that. And if we don't, my next target for the Dow is 16,800, right around $16,900, right in that range. That's not to say that that's the bottom, but that's my next major support area, in my opinion. But like I said, the Dow is going to have a lot to do with what happens today. Let's look at the pre-market. As of right now, the pre-market, it was at 5:39 a.m. That was an hour ago. I don't know if they've got new data, not yet. So the Dow, already the futures, pre-trading is down over $1,000. So it's not looking good. Now let's go into Bitcoin. The fear and greed index is at 9. Extreme fear. Could that mean we have a bounce here? It is possible. Let's look at the monthly. So looking at the monthly, we did get rejected at our 92. We are down to the bottom of this trend line, and we did get a bounce. So it's possible we could have bottomed, but we could have further to go, and we'll talk about that. Right around the 38.22 range is where we bottomed here. We did hit this trend line. Next key is going to be getting over this trend line, which on the monthly is right around, we need a close above 48.75. The 200 EMA on the monthly here, or actually this is a 55 EMA on the monthly, is right around 46.63. Let's go into the weekly. So looking at the weekly, there was some bad things that happened with the RSI. I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's take a look at what's going on here. This obviously didn't play out as the ABCDE triangle. So I am going to get this off of here. Let's pull this off. I will take a look at that at some other date. So look at the trend line here. We did capitulate past it here. Is this just a capitulation and we get a big bounce from here? That's the question. We did get a bounce off of this trend line, so right now we are squeezed in between the 200 EMA on the weekly around 53.40 and this trend line here right at about 43.50. So we are squeezed in this range right now. This does look like major capitulation. Was that it? Is that the end of the capitulation and we go up from here? That is the question. So let's dig in a little deeper. I do want to look at the RSI, guys, as we had the trend line in the RSI too. And one of the things we were watching in here was this red support and resistance line for the weekly RSI. We capitulated down past it in 2014. You can't see it on the data here. Popped back above it in 15, came back down, tested it, got support, and continued on with our bull run in 2017. 2018, we capitulated down past it, popped back above it, tested it, got support, and now we are back below it. Obviously, with all the things going on in the world today, there's crazy stuff going on. So let's look at the daily. So on the daily, we talked about this RSI yesterday on the daily, and I said if we could pop back above this bottom trend line, we would most likely be okay if we could get support. We could not. We got rejected. But if we look at this, we could be getting some. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. I'll move this up here. And we could be getting some hidden, or we could be getting bullish divergence. As you can see, we're making a lower low in the price action, but this is the daily, guys, so this can be erased easily. But we are getting bullish divergence. If we were to close here, we're getting higher lows in the RSI, lower lows in the price action. But again, we have all day. This could drop tremendously, guys. So let's look at a couple more things here on the daily. So on the daily, if you guys remember, I had said if we drop past this bottom of this rising broadening wedge, it was going to be ugly, which it has. And if you look at all the EMAs, the 55 has crossed the 200 going down. Everything is continuing down. And we were trying to get above a close above this 53.95 yesterday, which did not happen. So we did continue down. The bottom of this trend line here, let me put a target. This would be my last case for a bounce around the 4,300 would be the bottom of this trend line. Could we get a bounce there? If not, my next target is, and I'll show you this trend line. And the next target is a trend line off of the bottom of all these wicks down here back in 2016 to 2017. And that would be around the $2,500 range, $2,400 to $2,500, depending on where we hit it. If we hit it tomorrow, today, whatever, it's going to be in that range if we break through this trend line again, in my opinion. Remember, guys, this is my opinion, not yours. Now, if we bounced up from here, we would have to get back above this yellow trend line, which right now would be sitting at about 4,800. If we can bounce above that, get support, then I'd be looking for more resistance at the 5,400. We could bounce around this area if we can get support here and continue up. And then these are the upwards targets as long as we don't make a lower low. But if we break this low at 38.67, I'd be looking for the $2,500 range. Let's look at the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we have some targets here, some ugly ones. And right now, if you guys remember, if you've been watching the channel, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to get daily updates, we've been keeping a close eye on the market daily. I do daily updates, and we've been pretty much ready for everything that's happened. If you guys remember, I drew this bottom trend line here. I cloned it, put it up here on this wick, this wick, this wick, and this wick. And as you can see, the importance of these lines, they were support and resistance on the way up, support and resistance on the way down. We are down below it now. And let's zoom in a little bit. All right, so where we're at now, we got to run back up to double top up here last night. We are falling down. I did put the Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high up here. And our 0.786 lines up with this bottom trend line here. And that's the one we just looked at in the daily also. And what I'm looking at here is I have some measured moves, guys. If this 43.20 area doesn't hold, we should be continuing down to these lower lows. And I do have, here are the targets for those. If we were to look at, let me move this down a little bit. If we were to look at this as a flag pull and this being a bear flag here, the measured move, guys, of that, the worst case scenario, in my opinion, as of right now, let me move this over. Looking at that as a bear flag, around 1,600 is the worst case scenario. But on the 4 hour, if we look at the RSI here, we popped out of this rising wedge, and now we are, falling channel. We are getting support here. So could we get our continuation up? It's definitely a possibility. And the same thing, we're making higher lows in the RSI here in the 4-hour, lower lows in the price action. So we could be looking for a nice bounce. That's not to say that would be the end of it, but we would probably get a nice rally, possibly back up to that 40 or 54.50 range and back down from there. If you guys are interested in trading, I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. Remember to stick around to the end of the video. We'll pick our winner for the promo code for $100 in your Prime XBT account. Yeah, we're going to do that at the end of the show. Also, don't forget, if you want to start a Prime XBT account, I have links down below. Check them out. You get if you use my promo codes, Savy50, you get a 50% bonus on top of whatever you deposit for the rest of the month. And if you use CryptoSavy25, you get 25% all of your trading fees for the rest. Actually, I think that lasts till the end of April. So definitely check it out, guys, if you're interested in trading. Just be careful. Don't over leverage and use stop losses and you won't get liquidated. So let's continue on. So looking at this as a big triangle and just a measured move off of that gets us down to, actually, I'm going to raise this up a little. Actually, I'm going to keep that there. That's 0.61 or the 1.618. Around 24.52. If this 53.22 breaks and we break this low of 38.60, my next target would be 25.42. And if that doesn't hold, then we're looking at that $1,600 range, which could be the bottom of this trend line here. So let's keep an eye on that. It is looking pretty ugly, but like I said, we could definitely get a nice bounce here. If you guys are trading, that could be good for you. So anyways, if we do get a bounce here, we're able to break back above the 54.20, and we can break this trend line and get support on it around the 5400. My next target would be the 64.35, which would be the bottom of this trend line here for resistance. If we can break that and get support, next target, obviously, we move up to the 71.80 range, and then the $79 to $8,200 range, which would be the golden pocket retracement here. Let's zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, these targets, my 55 EMA on the 4-hour would line up with that 64.35 range. And if we were to make it all the way back up to the 200 EMA, that's going to be around between the 8,000 and 8,200, which would be the golden pocket zone. Look at the 1 hour real quick, just to, as you can see, yesterday I had this as, I'd said if this holds, we could get a bounce. If it doesn't, we'll continue down, which we have. We get this out of the way. And same targets here, guys, a little bit different on the 1 hour. I don't know if I may not have them exact here, but this being the flagpole, this being the bear flag where we broke from 1610. So that's 1600 again. And then I have, yeah, that's what was wrong there. I didn't have this all the way up. So let's put it all the way up, and our measured move here from the breakdown actually gets us back down to that $2,600 range that we were looking at before. So yeah, somewhere in that range, guys, we are looking for, if this is to break. Same thing, if we get a bounce off of here around that 43.20, somewhere in that area, which it looks like it might be headed. By the time I'm done with this video and get it uploaded, we may know what happened here. But if that breaks, our next stop is the double bottom here at 38.40. If that breaks, then I'm looking at the 2,600. If that breaks, down to the 1,600. I do want to look in the daily. What was that? Daily. There we go. We're getting down towards that 4,300 range. Yeah, 2,500, somewhere in that range would be my next stop on that trend line. So let's go into Litecoin. Same thing, guys. Litecoin, the measured moves from the breakdown from here is 1946. We have to look here at the 0.786 fib is around 28.63. If that holds, we may get a nice bounce. Retest the trend line up here at 29.35 if we can break it. Our next trend line here would be around 37.45 if that's to break, and we can break above this 90 or 39.06 and continue up. Then we could be looking for the $47 range. But again, guys, this is all going to depend on the Dow and see what happens there. So anyways, yeah, we're getting a bounce here. But the downward targets, let's take a look. If we did this whole measured move here, down, so 1946 to $20 range. If we break the 28.63 and then the low at $25, then we're looking for the $20 range. We do have some support here at 22, but I don't think that'll hold if this breaks. And then the long-term target here, measuring this as a flagpole, this is being the bear flag. Put it over here. That gets us right to the 1450 range. So keep in mind, guys, like I said, these aren't guaranteed, but this is what we're looking at if these do not hold up here. 28.63 and then the double bottom at 25. We are getting some bullish divergence if we come down here in the 4 hour and we close down here. We do have an hour left before it closes, but if we close lower, this will be making a lower low in the price, higher low in the RSI. So keep an eye on that, guys. Let's look at Ethereum. Same thing. We broke down from our triangle yesterday, and just measured move off of that triangle gets us around that $79 range, $79 to $80 range right in there, which also meets up with this long-term trend line. The white one here, we do have another trend line off of these wicks here that comes all the way down and lines up with a measured move. Move it over. Lines up with a measured move from this breakdown, looking at it as a flagpole to bear flag, could be all the way down to that 3670 area, which would also be to this trend line. If we continue, we get a bounce from here. I put the same Fibonacci extensions on here as Bitcoin and Litecoin. The 0.786, we have gotten a bounce off it and are getting support off it right now, and that's at the 101 range. If that's to break, the next stop will be the double bottom at 89.20, and if that breaks, 79.34. If the 79.34 breaks, we're most likely headed to the 37.60. But if we get our bounce here, continue up, we'll most likely bounce back up to the 137 range, and if we get rejection there, then possibly continue lower. If we can break above this, our next resistance is this trend line around 156. If we're able to break that, excuse me, and gain support, then we're looking at 166, and each one of these stops on the way up. The golden pocket zone, the retracement of this move would be 214. So that's where I'm at with it, guys. That's what I'm looking at. Same thing. If we close down here, we are making bullish divergence on the RSI, higher lows and lower lows on the price action. So those are my targets as of now, guys. That's what I'm looking at. Again, everybody be safe out there. Let's look at one more thing, my wife's webpage, and then I'll give the $100 promo code giveaway. Anchorimage.com. Definitely check it out. A lot of cool stuff on here. There's also stuff that isn't listed: long sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, keychains, socks, all kinds of other stuff. You can put anything you want on this stuff. Just let her know. It doesn't have to be what you see here. If you like other coins, if you want to make some jokes on them, if you want anything you want, she can do. Family pictures, everything comes out clear. It's quality stuff. It's not junk. Definitely check it out, guys. Don't forget to hit the likes, leave your comments, and let's pick our winner. All right, this is from the clickbait pump or dump video. How'd you like that clickbait thing? I thought that would be kind of funny. Got to get some humor in the world when everybody's so crazy right now. Let's look at let's copy the link address. Whoops, damn it. Let me go back, guys. Sorry about that. Go back up here. We will copy the link address, put it over to our random comment picker, paste it in there, load comments, which everything's working a little bit quicker today. Hopefully I can get this video out to you pretty quick today. All right, randomly pick a winner. And Seamus McKenna. What did it say? But put more in. Oh, he's talking about Bitcoin. So anyway, you won. Get a hold of me. I'll give you the promo code to put on your Prime XBT account. It'll put $100 in your account. And thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above your head. Smash that like button. Leave your comments down below, and I will see you all later.